Carrie, I'm going to let you answer it since you have been the one that's really gone through all of this and explained the effective dates to us. So I'll turn it over to you.
Uh, that's, well, I mean, the meat and potatoes of it is we don't know yet because we haven't gotten any decisions from the PACT Act. So we can only answer that in accordance with the way the law is supposed to work. It doesn't always work the way it's supposed to. Um, if you had a claim pending that's affected by the PACT Act, all right, that's definitely a presumptive now because of the PACT Act, then you really have two different claims. So, I mean, you don't, you have one claim, but that's affected by two different rules, the rules prior to the PACT Act and the rules after the PACT Act. Okay. Now, I fully anticipate VA giving you the effective date of the PACT Act in August of 2022. Okay. Whether you had that claim pending 6 months prior or 6 years prior, I fully anticipate that's the effective date you're going to get. I hope I'm wrong on that. But here's the thing, if they grant it in accordance with the PACT Act and grant it as a presumptive condition, then they can only grant it from August of 2022 as a presumptive condition. Prior to that point, the claim was a direct service connection claim, not a presumptive service connection claim. A direct service connection claim, you need the incident and service, the diagnosis, and the medical nexus. With the presumptive claim, you don't need the medical nexus. It's presumed. It's presumed that it's as likely as not that the exposure caused the disease. So that doesn't mean you can't get an effective date prior to the PACT Act. Obviously, first you had to have had a claim pending prior to the PACT Act. There are going to be cases where we can't get an earlier effective date because we can't establish a link between the condition and the exposure through a medical nexus. And in those cases, they may be limited just to the August 2022 effective date of the PACT Act. But and if if your claim was pending a month or two prior to then you're going to have to make a call. Is it worth you trying to appeal that for the extra couple of months? All right. Let's just say you've got a claim pending for 6 years prior to the
Yeah.
PACT Act. All right. You've got a lot riding on that. Prior to the PACT Act, it's a direct service connection claim.